The devil uses NASA to deceive everyone. Watch this. So NASA tells us, right, that we live on a spinning ball that's flying through space. But all we gotta do is type in nasa.gov flat earth onto Google. In the first link that pops up, nasa.gov, derivation and definition of a linear aircraft model. And what does it say here? This report details the development of the linear model of a rigid aircraft of constant mass flying over a flat, non-rotating Earth. Oh! That's interesting because the Bible also tells us that we live on a flat, non-rotating Earth. Fear before him all the earth, the world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. Or how about Psalm 104, God's marvelous creation, who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever. I don't see any foundation on this. I can definitely see it on this. Now here's proof that this is all work of the devil. So we go to Genesis 3:13, and the Lord God said unto the woman, which was Eve, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So the serpent is Satan, the devil. But what does this word beguiled mean? Well, beguiled means to deceive. And what was the original Hebrew translation of beguiled? Nasa. So Nasa means to deceive. And remember, it was the serpent that beguiled Eve. Serpent is a large snake. NASA's logo has a large snake tongue going through the entire thing. Serpent also means a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it. I can tell you, NASA definitely had a position of trust from all of us. And they betrayed it. Ephesians 5 reads, Have no fellowship with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them.
After searching and searching, we finally found HD footage of India's moon landing. And when they finally landed on the moon, they released the first iPhone picture ever of Earth from the moon. But this is what they're saying is the official first iPhone picture from the moon of Earth.
When the whole world thinks this is true, but you know India's moon landing is fake, and the images are CGI.
Let's talk about this. Globers like to joke and say that if the Earth was flat, then we would be able to see vast distances. This is to say that the only reason we can't see China is because the ground wraps underneath itself in every direction. Any light reflecting matter that you can normally see becomes invisible at a distance. And this is true whether there's an obstruction or not. Hell, if you keep increasing distance from the obstruction, it'll disappear too. Ask any artist, if you're creating the illusion of depth, you always want to draw towards a single point. This is called the vanishing point. We do this on paper because it simulates what we experience in real life. A vanishing point, something like what you see in this hallway. And guess what the vanishing point looks like when you go outside of a confined space? The horizon.
If we can't go to space, we could simply sail anywhere towards Antarctica, towards the southern hemisphere, and eventually we're going to hit the edge of the known universe, the firmament, or whatever's out there. Could there be more land? We don't know. But we could go prove for ourselves by circumnavigating north to south. The only problem is no one's allowed to do this. The Antarctic Treaty prevents it. You can take a guided tour. They'll take you to a fake South Pole and tell you, okay, this is where it is. But independent exploration is prohibited. It's guarded heavily by the military. You can't just go to Antarctica and check it out for yourself. Antarctica has effectively been off limits since December of 1959, and this was signed into law and agreed upon by over 50 countries. That should raise a little bit of concern. Why would an icy continent be off limits? Well, that's...
When they tell you the Antarctic Treaty is to protect the penguins, but you know that the real reason is to prevent people from reaching the ends of the earth and the dome firmament.
Oh my goodness, I love this question. I think.
Oh, it's time for the aliens, baby. Astronomers hopeful of receiving an alien reply today after beaming message out into space 40 years ago. Now, we obviously know this is all programming to get it into the minds of society that aliens are real and they are coming. We are going to hear from them. Be ready. For this will be the great deception that comes upon the earth. For this is the great deception found in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. For these aliens are fallen angels. They are demons, and they will deceive the earth to believe their lie. Now, this lie has been in the works for hundreds of years. Evolution was a foundation to this lie. When you look at the idea of what they will push with these aliens are ascended masters. They are more evolved, again, because of the lie of evolution, that we can also become like them. This is the deception. Now, the evolution lie ties in with the NASA lie. NASA comes from the Nazis from Project Paperclip. The occult is all tied in. Do your own research, please. Do not just listen to some random TikToker. Go do your own research and look into the origins of NASA, the occult, Aleister Crowley, and how they even came to the technology that they have. Understanding that they all channeled other deities, and other deities would speak to them and give them information. And how ironic that all of the information these entities give through the channeling always attack Jesus and the Bible. Their teachings are always against the Bible.
When they are trying to deceive you with Project Blue Beam and aliens from outer space. But you already know that we live under a firmament and that aliens are demons from hell.
So if the world is flat, can I just go and step off the edge? That's a good question. No, that's your answer. You cannot. You cannot. Picture this, okay? Picture a snow globe, all right? And that's how it is. Because you have the firmament on a snow globe. The earth is flat across, like in the snow globe. And underneath it is shoal, okay? And then surrounding the firmament is water. That's what the Bible says.
Actual footage of India's moon landing. Never before seen footage.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out. Hello, Neil and Buzz.
The Eagle has landed.
By telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made.
They fist bump.
How proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world.
If you believe this footage, you are a clown. You are AI. Oh yeah, India just made the first ever landing on the moon's South Pole. Like, you actually have to go out of your way to get graphics that look this bad. I can't believe this. Like, this is a joke. They're making fun of you. And to anyone who reported on this as actually happening, you should have refused to report on this. There's no way that you actually believe this happened. I mean, even look how fake this launch looks. Dude, oh, and then this footage right here, are you kidding me? You're not questioning this? Guess what? I'm questioning you. If you truly believe that this is real, this really happened, no, you are not a real person if you believe this footage. This is insane. Dude, come on.
A compass cannot work on a bow earth and a spinny bow earth because we have no antipodes or colonials under our feet. If the Australians are facing the north center and the Europeans are doing the same, they stand face to face, not feet to feet, like flies on the ceiling, so foolishly supposed and taught. A compass can only work on a flat, stationary Earth, just like this illustration demonstrates. When I was in New Zealand, my compass pointed towards the north, the magnetic North Pole. Same thing when I'm real, my compass will point towards the magnetic North Pole. Compass don't work on a ball. For those who know a little bit about compasses, you need to hold them flat on a surface. You need to keep it flat, otherwise it won't work, as this expert here explains. Today, we're gonna go over the fundamentals of a compass, which include the basic parts, how to hold a compass, and the simple steps to follow when using your compass. Now, how to hold your compass. Remember, north is never up in the sky. Remember, north is never up in the sky. Remember, north is never up in the sky. So hold your compass nice and flat. So hold your compass nice and flat. That will allow our needle to point towards north. That will allow our needle to point towards north. So this is the quote that Eric Dubé read, but because we have no antipodes or colonials under our feet, the Brazilians are facing the north center, and the New Zealanders are doing the same. They stand face to face, not feet to feet. Adapted from Ebenezer book, 20 Reasons Against Newtonianism. So we stand face to face each other, whether you are in New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Brazil. We all face each other because the layout of the earth is flat. We do not live on a spinning ball where the compass could not work, especially if the earth is rotating on its axis and then going around the sun, and your compass would point to where? To the stars. If you're pointed towards this region, it's because you live on a flat plane, not on a spinning ball.
When you learn compasses only work on a flat Earth, they all point to Rups Nigra, the magnetic mountain on the North Pole.
Plug DJ.
Why would all these global organizations use a flat map? What do they know that we don't? Remember, they always put it in plain sight.
You want proof that the earth don't move? Watch this. Psalm 104:5. He has established the earth on its foundation. It will not be moved from its place forever and ever. Flat Horizon.
So if you're new to Flat Earth, again, if you've been looking into this and you're wondering, man, if the Earth's flat, all the empirical evidence to support Flat Earth, it's everywhere, why do we think we're on a globe? Great question, and no, not everyone has thought that. And come to find out, like we've seen with recent events such as the CV-19 event, if you talk out against mainstream, the powers that be, they don't like that. You get silenced. All of a sudden, your work's deleted and you're banned. Weird. Now, don't worry. The cool thing is that history has a cool way of tracking and keeping record of some of this stuff. Now, this is a popular magazine, right, in the 1930s called Modern Mechanics. This here is Wilbur Glenn Voliva. He offered a $5,000 challenge, right, to prove that we are a spinning ball or a sphere spinning inside of a vacuum in space. Now, to this day, no one has claimed his prize. No one was able to complete this, right? But, again, that's all right. Well, that's just one guy named Wilbur. Hold the phone. Not true. We have other people that have done very similar challenges a lot more recently. Yeah, as late as 2019, a man here named Zen Garcia, he offered a challenge worth $10,000 for anyone that could prove curvature or motion of Earth in excess of 50 miles per hour from two different scientific method experiments in reality. Now, that's the thing, right? We don't need math formulas and cool CGI. In real life, real demonstratable, repeatable, observable scientific method experiments to prove either curve or motion in excess of 50 miles per hour, because obviously we're spinning at like 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, and it wasn't done. Which isn't shocking. What is shocking is we still have people like Globe Man Dan, Psy-Man Dan, Globey McGlobeface, Globe Man. Why are you guys on TikTok doing like? Why are you on TikTok when you just go out and do the experiment real quick? You just need 2 independent, verifiable experiments. In real life should be simple, elementary proof. And they're not doing it. They're over here getting us banned with Botic. Weird. Now, just like 1930s and Wilbur's challenge is not the only one, these 2 cases are not ultra rare or, hard to find. Mainstream media, or the liars at be, just don't put this up. Now, this right here is another quote from Thomas Winship. If the Earth is a globe, popular belief, the same amount of heat and cold, summer and winter, should be experienced at the same latitudes north and south of the equator. The same number of plants and animals would be found, and the same general conditions exist. Yet the very opposite is the case. Guys, there are many official scientists, astronomers that have completely come out and spoke against the globe, heliocentrism, and how nonsensical it really is. Again, doesn't stop there. We got a guy here by Samuel Rowbotham. The Earth is an enclosed plane centered at the North Pole and bounded along its outward edge by a wall of ice, with the sun, moon, planets, and stars only a few hundred miles above the surface. Again, where was this in the textbooks? So the point I'm making is, just because you're having trouble getting past the censorship algorithms that Google, YouTube, so many of these official, mainstream sources, that does not mean that something isn't true. That does not mean that someone or evidence has not been presented and or proven. That just means you haven't seen or you haven't heard about it. So all I'm saying is you only allow scientific method experiments, observable, repeatable science to dictate your reality. Otherwise, you're just in a religion, like heliocentrism.
Antarctica is defined as anything beyond the 60th parallel, latitude south. Anything outside of being a tourist, which may cost tens of thousands of dollars, and you will be watched the whole time and taken only to certain areas, will have to have a special permit to visit. You may have access to all areas if you become a designated observer by your nation. Good luck with that, as we know they will only select members of secret societies to become designated observers. If you try to cross the 60th parallel south with no authorization, you're most likely to be arrested like Jarl Andhoy, who was sentenced to prison and had his yacht confiscated, if not shot dead as some of his friends.
Visit Flat Earth Banjo Store and grab a t-shirt today. You can also order the brand new Enhanced Gleason's map either in blue or red border. Just click on the link tree on the description. Order your items today.